Pigskin on 10. That's what we're going with. Our friend Greg Wright from Stratford helping us out with that name. We appreciate that. Pigskin on 10. And the Pigskin doesn't get any bigger and better, Lance, than it does this week with the start of District 3-4A.
Totally agree. That's one of our favorite districts. We talk about that all the time, Jacob. And right out of the box, we get Caprock, Randall, both of them 3-0. Both coaches have built those programs, had some rough times, and now here they are, playoffs. Let's talk playoffs right out of the box.
Let's talk about that game because you've got two good quarterbacks. You've got two great teams, both undefeated. And this one, both these teams probably in the mix for the playoff picture.
Oh, I totally agree. Bottom line in this one, Caprock is averaging 43.3 points a game. Randall has given up 33 points the entire season. So you have a great defense against a great offense, so we'll see what mixes out.
Colin Bowen for Randall, maybe a more experienced quarterback. We see the Caprock offense just continue to roll, but we haven't seen him in the district grind yet. Maybe advantage Randall there, but you never know with Seth Parr's offense.
Exactly. Michael Guerrero, the quarterback for the Rock, is thrown for 935 yards, 12 touchdowns. He can get it done. They can score points in a hurry. But you have a ball-hawking defense in Randall. They have 7-8 picks and have some great athletes back there in Trey Ingram and Logan Britton. So it's just an exciting matchup all the way around. It's going to be a chess match. See which side comes out ahead.
That's one of the favorite games of the week. And another one, two local teams in that same district. Canyon and Palo Duro. And this one always gets tricky, Lance, because we don't know what Palo Duro is yet because they play such a brutal pre-district schedule.
Totally agree. They do not mess around. Amarillo High, Tascosa, Midland Lee, all winning records in non-district 5A schools. All will compete for 5A playoff berths, so you can't figure that out. Plus, they tweaked it a little bit this year and went with their spread offense. And Malik Sims, the young quarterback for Palo Duro, seems to be getting comfortable in there, Jacob, especially in the Midland League game. So look for a big game. And then, of course, Canyon this year has played in tight games with Roswell Goddard, almost knocked off the #1 team in 4A in New Mexico, and then beat Estacado last week by 3. So they're in tight games. They're used to that. And right now, you coaches look at film. The Canyon Eagles play as hard as anybody, and that's the ultimate compliment the coach wants.
And Canyon's played no slouch of a pre-district schedule either. I think that's what you're hinting at there. So that one's going to be a wild one, and another one that just we really don't know yet because the district starts, and that's when we finally start to find out some things about these teams. The smaller schools, no slouch on the schedule either, because one of just maybe the best storylines of this season is Claude and Booker, both undefeated in a 1A showdown that's our game of the week. I mean, the turnaround for Claude is just an unbelievable story.
It is. First time they're 4-0 since 1976. James Lane has done a great job there. And then you go up to Booker. No one thought this was going to be a big game when the season started. So us prognosticators, we're wrong on this one. And then up in Booker, they're 4-0 for the first time since 91. One thing to note in this, James will win this game, okay? We have Coach James Hinton of Booker and Coach James Lane of Claude. So that's the only fact I'm going to give you. But, hey, you know how that is, Jacob. One thing that's exciting, these towns are fired up, these schools are excited, and nobody really thought that would happen in these two places.
And that's what's the beauty of high school football is the towns that get involved, and we've seen it so many times, and these two towns are going to be ready for this game. Oh, well,
I totally agree. You're going to have the Globe News, Channel 10, Sad Truck up there. I mean, in Booker, Texas. It just doesn't get any better than that.
I can't remember another time a 1A game not featuring Canadian Stratford, these teams we're used to, has meant this much.
The Wellington, the Clarendons, you are so correct.
Does.
I think it's been, we looked it up, I think 22, 23 years since we've actually staffed a game in Booker.
It's going to be fun. We're excited about that one. And then we'll kind of get things finished up here with the 5A teams. Both teams lost last week. Now, they lost pre-district games. It's really, it doesn't matter to their ultimate goals, but it does matter. Are either of these teams in trouble, or are those just hiccups? I mean, I know Tascosa lost a tight one that, a little unfortunate in the kicking situation, but Tascosa was the better team on the field.
Totally agree, and that's Odessa Permian. And they just had a lapse there in the second quarter where they gave up 21 points. So I think they figured that out where, hey, we can play with anybody at any time. One thing, Jacob, fair or not, right now, 2-5A, They're 0-4 against the 3-5A, so let's just get over that, and they have a chance to redeem themselves this week.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, and it only matters in the playoffs anyway. And I know Amarillo High's been a little banged up, and they're trying to get healthy for the district schedule. So the Sandies, they have to come back, and the first time they had a loss, they answered back pretty well. And we'll see if they can do the same thing this time. I still like both of those teams, and I actually like both of those teams to kind of come back and make some noise this week.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I think Tascosa has the bigger challenge in Midland Lee on the road. However, Odessa High here is no gimme putt. So Amarillo High has to answer. They have off weeks the next week, and we've talked about this before. You need some momentum going into that off week. It makes practice a lot better for the fellas because the coaches, they don't get over those losses like the players do, and that can be a long week of practice.
Ryan Sluter, Dontre Butler for their teams respectively, two of the best we have in the area, and they're both fun to watch.
Ryan Sluter, maybe just go pay your price to go watch this young man play. You just do not see a two-way player at the 5A level get it done like he has this early in the season. And so just a treat to watch.
It's been a lot of fun, and they're getting close, too. After this one, they'll go by, then they'll start their district. But 3-4A, that district race does start, and it's a wild one. It starts so early in the year, goes all the way through, and it's going to be fun to talk about them each and every week. Pigskin on 10, the official name for it.
It's a good job. I like it. I'll buy it.
I'm buying in. High school football week 4 is maybe the easier way to think about things. But don't forget, Lance, you guys got scores and everything going on pigskinreview.com?
Definitely on our scoreboard Friday night. You get live updates by quarters, so if you want to see what's going on at half in your game, just tune on in, Amarillo.com. And then, of course, you guys pick it up once we've kind of done the highlights with your show.
Yeah, we pick it up, and you can get on to newschannel10wrapup.com and vote for us, too, on our Game of the Week, Claude and Booker. We have a battle of the bands every week to get those guys involved. So just stick with us here. News Channel 10 and the Amarillo Globe News, because we've got your high school football covered more than you could ever want and need, and we love it, and we appreciate doing it. We love all the fans out there that make it awesome to do. That's it for this week. Week 5 next week. We'll have a lot to talk about then, but before that, they got to play the games this time.
Exactly, and if you can't get out to a game, tune in, and we'll help you out any way we can.